Welcome to Unit 8 Statistics. We are on our last lesson number 10, Analyzing Graphs. Your objective is to choose appropriate measures of center and variation to represent data sets. Data can be displayed in a variety of graphs, and we've talked about a few in our lessons, such as a stem and leaf plot, a box and whisker plot, a histogram, or a dot plot. A school nurse measured the height of the students in Miss Matthewson's class. Then she made a histogram. We're going to use the information from the histogram to answer the following questions. Would you consider the data to be skewed or symmetric? Hopefully you are saying symmetric. Would the mean or the median be the best measure of the centers? And the center is at the top, and when it is symmetric, the mean is the best way to describe that. And the MAD would be the best way to describe the variability or that spread of the data. Determine if the following statements are true or false, and then we're going to correct our statements if they are false. 19 students were measured and recorded. In order to do that, I need to count up each height of my bars, and then I add up my total, and I get 19, so that is true. More than 90% of the class is 45 inches or taller. I'm looking at this data here, and it looks like it's the majority of my data, and that could very well be true. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to calculate the one bar that is not included because I can subtract that percentage from 100%. And when I do that, 1 divided by 19 gives me approximately 5/100, which is 5%. And that would mean that the other bars total 95%, so that is true. The mean data falls between 50 and 54 inches. This is my tallest bar, and I do have a symmetrical bell curve, which means that yes, that is also true. There are more students who are 45 to 49 inches tall than there are students who are 55 and 60 inches tall. And I can clearly see that 55 to 60 is a taller bar, so that statement is false. And there's a couple ways you can reword that. There are more students, like I said, that are 55 to 60, or you can say there are less students who are 45 to 49 inches tall. We're going to write 3 statements about the graph below, 2 that are true and 1 that is false. So what I'd like you to do is come up with your own statements, look at mine, and come up with something else that you can share with the class in our discussion page in the Google Classroom. One true statement that I can bring up is about the median. And the median will likely fall between the data points 50 and 54 inches because it is a symmetrical graph. Therefore, the median falls within that center range. Something that's false is I can compare two bars. I can say that the number of students who are between 50 and 54 inches is the same number of students who are 55 to 64 inches tall, which is false because 55 to 54 is greater than 55 to 60. A survey was conducted of 15 households to determine the number of pets each household had. We're going to use a dot plot below to answer the questions. Would you consider the data to be skewed or symmetrical? Well, we can start by drawing our bell curve, and this looks somewhat symmetrical. So I'm going to go with symmetrical. It's not really skewed. Would the mean or the median be the best measure of center? Since we're saying it is symmetrical, then the mean would be the best measure. And then the MAD would also be the best measure of the variability. And recall choosing those appropriate measures. What statistical question could be answered with this data? So here I have a dot plot, and of course each and every one of you watching this video can come up with a different statistical question. Mine is, how many pets are owned by households on my street? And then what is the most common number of pets? When you look at it, where is the high point? Right here. So therefore, 2 pets is the mode. Okay, so next we're going to find the MAD of the number of pets. So the first thing I need to do is find my mean. So I add up all my data points and divide by how many I have, and that gives me 2.8. Then I need to calculate that distance from the mean for each data point. So I'm finding that absolute deviation from the mean. Since I have several points that have the same data point, I'm just going to make a little chart on the side here and do one for each representation in my dot plot. And then I can go ahead and fill out for each data point on my chart. So now that I've found the absolute deviation from the mean for each data point, I need to add those up, which gives me 34. And then I'm going to divide by how many points I have, which is 15. And that will give me the MAD, which is 2 and 2600ths. And the 6 is repeating, so I need to draw a bar above my 6. And that's it. You've now completed all the lessons in statistics, and please continue on with your Khan Academy and IXL practice and finish your exit ticket before starting your review. If you have any questions about this video or while you're working independently, please make sure to post it in the Google Classroom so that I can answer any questions. Thank you for watching the video.